Libra, this is your tarot reading for February. First impressions, I think the spread is a good one. I mean, we're living in tumultuous times, so things are going on which might be concerning to you. But to a certain degree, that particularly February seems to be a time of detox almost. Detox from all that has happened in the world. You look at that central card, the Empress, that's the divine feminine. Now you might be male, but it's a very nurturing card. And if you look at the end card, the Knight of Cups, he's a knight of love. So it suggests to me that you're becoming much more sort of loving, attracting love, much more forgiving sort of person. And I think that's in response to what I was going to say you've been through, but we all have, haven't we? And that's deception. In the past there was deception, and you're acutely aware of it. And I think what's going on in February is your sort of detox from this deception and you becoming a much more caring and gentle person. Certainly right now you're saving for the future or investing in the future. Might not physically be money, it might be wealth, but you're investing for the future. And in the future itself, we have the energy of happy families, multiple blessings, happy families. So again, this sort of suggests to me that you're becoming much more compassionate, much more loving. And in doing so, you will attract love. Now, what leads us to the outcome is you getting disillusioned with something. Well, I think we're all disillusioned with the deception. We're disillusioned with the greed. We're disillusioned with the lies, the corruption, the manipulation. So I'm not surprised at you walking away from it. What would change the outcome is the energy of the Knight of Wands. Now, he's bold and he's brave, but he does rush into things. So I think you rushing in and drawing the wrong conclusion would change the outcome. And now normally I'd see the outcome as not necessarily a good outcome, but I think it is in this case. It's the Knight of Cups. Lovely knight, he loves the world and the world loves him. But he is something of a fool for love and does tend to get taken for a ride a bit. But I'm not seeing it that way, particularly as we have this happy families card in the future. So do stay around with me because it looks fascinating, Libra. Now the overall energy is that of the Empress. Beautiful card, and a great card to have placed here. Because it tells us about the energy of the whole reading, including all the other energies it will dominate. You may be male, but it's a very feminine energy. It's an energy of nurturing, it's an energy probably of love. A motherly type energy, I suppose. Somebody that's very in tune with nature. Somebody that knows her own subconscious, but probably also the subconscious of others. Somebody that's very caring. She does like, it can mean pregnancy, but I don't think that's what we should read into it. Somebody that loves life's little luxuries, but isn't selfish with them. She wants everyone to enjoy the good life. Now, I think this is your response to what has happened in the past, knowing that a change has occurred within the world. And I think you responded in exactly the right way. Recognising that the new paradigm is one of care, of nurture, and of love. And I think you're escaping from the past. Escaping from a past that has been a past of deception. Now, this might be global events, it might not be personal, because I think we've all had enough of how things were. We've had enough of being manipulated, we've had enough of being lied to, we've had enough of being censored, we've had enough of being called sea theorists and tinfoil hat wearers. We've had enough of being told what to do. We've had enough of greed. We've had enough of corruption. We've had enough of manipulation. We've had enough of wars. We've had enough of spying. You know? We've had enough of all these things. So I think you are reacting to it just as I am. And we know the world's changed. And we know that these people are going to be punished by the universe for what they've done, and you're seeking a different life as a result, and God bless you for it, Libra. Now, your current energy is one of investing for the future. I mean, it could be financial investments. In fact, it probably is. But I wonder if it's something like, I have teak trees in my garden, and they're worth a fortune, but they take forever to grow. Could be something like that. It could be investing in yourself, learning something. It could be anything. Because why I'm shying away from sort of financial investments? We've no idea if money will still exist soon, do we? And all the financial markets seem in turmoil. But you are thinking of the future, which is admirable. Because if we all stop thinking about the future, then there is no future. We have to plan and think about the future, but not only for ourselves, but for everybody. Now, the future energy is one of happy families. And I do think it might mean literally that you're going to find love and start a happy family. Now, you might already be in a happy family, so it could just mean it gets better, I mean, it might not be that. It's multiple blessings, but the blessings are around other people. So I did hint that, your investment might be an investment for humanity. So it could be, that the future is about you caring more for humanity, which certainly would go hand in hand with the Empress card. But I do think we should take it literally, that it is about happy families. And, well, it's a lovely card to have, just like the Empress is a lovely card to have. And the energy that leads to the outcome is you getting disillusioned and walking away from something. Now, I have hinted at it. I think you're disillusioned like me. You're disillusioned with the deception. You're disillusioned with the manipulation. You're disillusioned with the greed, the corruption. You want some truth. You don't want a society in which every twist, the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. You don't want to be told that we're going to war over this, and then you later find out they've discovered oil, or they want to sell liquefied natural gas. You want some truth for a change, and like me, you've had enough. Now, we can't always all do what I've done, and that's live on a remote mountain in Java, growing my own food and medicine. But we can walk away from this crap. We can turn our back on it. We can stop engaging. We can stop caring about their wars. Stop caring about the news. There's clearly complete manipulation, We can stop getting angry about it and simply turn our back on it and God bless you, that's what you're doing, Libra. And what would change the outcome is the energy of the Knight of Wands. Well, the Knight of Wands is brave, fearless, but he does rush into things. Now, this is an action of rushing into things. It's the Knight of Swords who rushes into ideas or, getting hold of the wrong end of the stick. No, this is a knight who selects the wrong enemy. Rushes into fights with the wrong people. Yeah. Is it that, or is it just if you're brave, it changes the outcome? I see this outcome, which you could see the outcome as a bad outcome, but I see it as good. So given that this changes the outcome, I think we should see this as rushing into doing the wrong thing. And the outcome is the Knight of Cups. Now, he is a lovely, lovely knight. Wears his heart on his sleeve. He loves the world and the world loves him back. He's perhaps a little prone to cheating, but I think there's an innocence about it. People are attracted to him and he can't say no. But a bit more than that, he's something of a fool for love. He can get himself into situations regarding affairs of the heart that he probably, if he'd a bit more common sense, wouldn't have gotten into. But strangely, the universe is suggesting that we should be like this now. We should say to ourselves, look, love makes the world go round. Yes, some people are deceptive. Some people do take advantage, but it's better to be taken advantage of than be taking advantage. So I think, although I'm getting a clear picture here, I think we could do with a bit of clarification before I completely nail what I think is going on to my own chest. Now I'm going to seek clarification on this disillusionment, because I've suggested you're disillusioned with the world, with greed, corruption, all the things I'm disillusioned with. Am I right? I'm not sure. You see, the first card we have is the Knight of Swords. He's brave, but as I say, he's prone to getting hold of the wrong end of the stick. The next one is the Ace of Wands. You seeking out information and new ways of acting, seeking out the creative. And also we have the Page of Swords, new ways of thinking about things, seeking out new ways of thinking and communicating, seeking out new information. So am I right? I'm not sure. Let's look at each of these individually. And the first card of clarity is the Knight of Wands. Now, he's the most ferocious knight, for sure. He's bold, he's brave. He's very fast. But he can get hold of the wrong end of the stick. Is that what it's telling us? I'm not sure that it is. I think it's the braveness that this is really talking about. Because it's a brave act to turn your back on the world. It's a brave act to start living in the mountains of Java and growing your own food and medicine. So I think that's it. I don't think you've got hold of the wrong end of the stick. But maybe you're doing it a little bit too hastily. Now, we did have that Knight of Wands, didn't we? Where was he? Oh, the Knight of Wands would change the outcome. Whereas this is talking about you getting disillusioned, which creates the outcome. So if going down the line of being fast, one is getting hold of the wrong end of the stick and the other is acting maybe incorrectly that you'll later regret. No, I'm not too certain we should take that from it. I'm not certain about it. I see the outcome as good, but I mean it could be bad that you're doing the wrong thing. But no, I'm sticking with it. And you see, we now have the Ace of Wands seeking new approaches to things. It's more action orientated, you know. It is about information, but using that information to do something. So if you like, I think what we're getting, and I think this is relevant between the difference between the two nights, because I think this disillusionment is based on you having given it some consideration, you know, thought about things and sought out ways of looking at things, whereas the Knight of Wands just rushes. So I think it is saying this is the right thing to be doing. That's how I feel about it. And quite a similar card, we now have the Page of Swords. This is sort of new ways of looking at things, new ideas, probably going out and seeking them. So do you see the point I'm making, that the Knight of Wands is you simply rushing in without giving much thought to it, whereas this, I do believe you're giving thought to it, and the thought you're giving is, no, I don't want anything to do with this, I'm going to walk away from it. And so I think it is the right course of action. I think it is. Now, you know, it's always open to interpretation, tarot, and we're only talking about energies. So, you know, if the opposite of what I'm saying has more resonance, then take that. Don't worry about it. But I think I can summarise based on what I've seen now for you, Libra. Libra, this spread, I believe, for February is all about a huge transformation in your life. A huge transformation in your life because you've had enough of deception and you want to follow a different path. You want to follow a different path that is much more communal. It's about thinking of the future, thinking about the future of everybody, certainly of families. And interestingly, family life is highlighted in the future. I don't know if this is a new family for you or it's your existing family, but it's very much highlighted, sort of happy families. And I think you're realising that after all the lies and deception in this world, that's the way forward. And, you know, what's going to lead to all these changes is that you've had enough of it. You've had enough of the way the world is. You don't want to be manipulated and deceived anymore. And to a certain degree, you're turning your back on it. Now, I don't know how strong this turning your back is. I doubt if many of you are going to join me up a remote mountain in Java, growing your own food and medicine. But a good many of you are probably contemplating something that is more aligned to what you and potentially your family want, that would make you happy, than how we've been living our lives for the past few years. And I see that as a very positive thing to be doing. And now, there's just a chance that you're going to rush into things. And I think that would change it. Rush into it without giving a lot of thought. But if you give more thought to things and sort of try and look for alternative ways of seeing things, alternative information, then I think it does lead to sort of really positive outcome for you. And that is that you're going to end up full of love. Somebody that loves everyone and everyone loves you. Maybe a bit of a fool for love. But the universe seems to be suggesting that's a good thing. And of course, we do have happy families in the future. So maybe by being this fool for love, you either find happiness in a family or suddenly your own family you're much happier with. So, it's about sort of letting our guard down a bit. Not being manipulated, but not taking part in manipulation. Having more trust and faith in each other.